Hola, tudo bem, konnichiwa, hello, what it do, aloha. Welcome to the J-Boy Sports Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe this video. Comment, please. I like to also have debates with people in the comments. And if you don't love everything that I say, no problem, no big deal. But you can still do those things because you can help a brother out. It's never been a bad thing to help a brother out, right? I would do the same thing for you. So feel free. Now, the game that we're going to talk about is the Knicks and the Celtics. So round 2 has begun. And I gotta say, so far it has not started off the way that the home teams have wanted it to start off. So, when we take a look at this game, we have the Knicks versus the Celtics, and essentially the Celtics blew it. I mean, there's no getting around that. This is not the end of the world for them. They obviously can pull back. They obviously can come back from this. It's not like, oh my gosh, what are they going to do? No, the Celtics really had control of this game for the most part, for most of the game. That wasn't the problem. The problem was the threes. And when they lose, it's usually the same story. They shoot an ungodly amount of three-point shots. It's ungodly, okay? There's no way it's biblical. They just shoot too many. They're doing too much 24/7. And it's going to hurt them. When you have great players that can get to the basket, you have to figure out a way to do that at multiple times during the game. And I did think that they started going to the basket more towards the end because they dang near missed all the three-point shots that they took. It was crazy, man. They were really missing everything. So just to kind of give you an idea of how bad it was, the Celtics, they missed a record-breaking 45 three-pointers in Game 1. 45. They missed more three-pointers than the Knicks attempted at, I believe, 37. Right? They finished the game 15 for 60 from behind the arc, which is also an NBA record. And the Knicks overcame a 20-point deficit because they were missing all those shots. At what point do you... Well, they did start going to the basket at the end, but it was too late, man. They had already given up all the momentum. You know what I mean? You're giving Captain Brunson a chance, and you shouldn't do that. And I'm going to go out, and I'm going to say it straight up, and this is my new message I've been spreading. Jalen Brunson is the most clutch player I've seen in the NBA since Kobe Bryant. Straight up. It's a close tie. It's close between him and Doncic. But I think I may end up giving it to Brunson. The guy's averaging, this season, he averaged like 13 points a game in the fourth quarter. That's insane. I've only ever seen Kobe do stuff like that, right? When you know clearly the team needs something, and he's willing to be like, you know what? Well, whatever they need, that's me. Here I am, send me. Right? Here I am, send me. That's Jalen Brunson. His nickname is a slogan. Here I am, send me. That's Jalen Brunson. You know what I mean? He's just going nuts. Down the stretch yesterday, closed it out, man. He's just making threes. He's doing whatever he has to do. Now, he didn't shoot well. He was only 9 for 23. But he was 5 for 9 from the three-point, 6 for 7 from the free throw. Didn't really do much in terms of assists. Only have 5, only have 4 boards. But, I mean, the guy just, at the end, he gets better, man. He senses the moments, and he comes to play. And the Celtics, on the other hand, they have all the talent in the world, obviously. But they just shot too many three-pointers, and they missed them. You know what I mean? Do I think they're going to miss that many three-pointers again? No, I don't. So is this series over in Game 1? Absolutely not. They had a 20-point lead at one point. They're the ones that blew that lead. So I expect Game 2 to be very good as well, but they just have to finish it out, the Celtics. And they can't, I hope they don't come out and shoot that many threes off jump again. But it is the Celtics. They live and die by it. That's what they do. So I don't know. We'll see. But I don't expect them to miss that many again. And if they don't miss that many again, they win. They should, technically. I picked the Celtics to come out the East. To me, they are arguably the best team in the league. The Knicks are hanging in there. I got to give them credit because Jalen Brunson is an animal. Karl Towns had 14 and 13, and I guess that's all right. But to me, Karl could do better. There's times when Karl is he's just out there. He's not even the one setting the screen for Jalen Brunson. I don't understand that concept. he struggles to post up smaller players, and that always bothers me. A friend of mine is a big-time Knicks fan, and he and I have spoken about this before. And like I said, Karl Towns is a great player. He is. He's very capable. But as far as toughness, it's like it's in and out. You know, it's in and out, and it's not consistent toughness. It's the least consistent part of his game. And I don't know really how you solve that other than, you know, you just have to want to run people over at a certain point. If Karl Towns was as nasty as Giannis Antetokounmpo, you know, you're looking at arguably the best player in the league possibly. I'm dead serious. That's how talented he is. But the drive and the hunger is not there. It's similar to Pau Gasol, in my opinion. Although I don't think Pau, even with more grit and anger, would have been the best player in the league. But I would argue that Towns has that ability if he was angry. If he played more angry and more physical and more tough. So that's that. Annoby has been balling. 29.6 for 11 from the 3-point, 10 for 20 from the field. Miles Bridges really struggled yesterday, but I got to give this man credit. When it mattered, he got tough. He had some Scottie Pippen-like defensive performances, and did make a big three down the stretch. So I got to give Miles his credit. He hung in there. As far as the Celtics are concerned, Tatum had 23 points, 16 boards, but he had 6 dimes and 5 turnovers. 7 for 23 from the field, so he wasn't that great there. 4 for 15 from 3. Really struggled. But it's all them three-pointers, man. You're too talented, Jason. You're too talented. Arguably the best player in the league, when you feel like it, you got to take your behind to the basket, man. After you miss, once you're 4 for 11, you got to start asking yourself some questions. What am I doing wrong? Holiday, 7-14 from the field, but 2 for 7 from 3. Not good. Derek White, 5 for 16, 19 points, 11 boards. Had a big rebound. I got to give him credit for it. Jaylen Brown, 1 for 10 from 3, 23 points. My goodness. Peyton was the only person booming from 3, and he was only 2 for 5. And again, they got hurt because Porzingis also left the game. He only played 13 minutes in the first half. I don't know what type of illness he had. They didn't specify. Jojo Mazzulla, Uncle Joe, just said he hopes he comes back for game 2. So Porzingis not being there definitely hurts with the inside. I definitely think that hurts with the inside, and I have to admit that. Al Horford didn't play great either. In 34 minutes, he only has 7 points, 7 boards, 1 for 5 from 3. So, but I'm not burning up Horford. You know, Horford played his game. He did play great defense, did what he had to do, but none of them shot well. So that's pretty much game 1. Game 1 in a nutshell is the Celtics missed 45 threes and shot 60. They missed more threes than the Knicks attempted. And that's pretty much the game. That's the game in a nutshell. They had a 20-point lead, blew that. Porzingis went out. They stopped scoring at the basket, and they lost because they just couldn't. They didn't do anything near the rim. You know, so that's really what it comes down to. I'd love to see Jason Tatum and Brown post up more. They really don't. The post up is there for a reason. That's why I really value Kobe Bryant, obviously Carmelo Anthony. Dirk was a big, but, you know, he could shoot, but he posted. You know, especially on small defenders. You got to take advantage of those paint buckets. So that's really all that happened, man. And we look forward to game 2. I do expect the Celtics to win this series, but the Knicks said, hold on a second, hold my beer. We're not done yet. So, and then you got, you know, Captain Brunson over there. Here I am, send me. So, you know, he closed out the game, and it is what it is. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens moving forward. It was a very good game, and we'll look forward to that. So thank you very much for taking your time to listen to this video. I greatly appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hold on for the suggested playlist because I know that you'll love some of the other videos that we have in that playlist. I appreciate you very much. I'm very humble. Much love. That somehow you never get over leaving me, and when you feel like